Hi, I'm Dan, and I'm building one of my projects, Genie Nexus, in public. What I'm building is a smart router for LLMs and HTTP requests. With this platform, you should be able to send requests to different LLM providers or models based on rules that you create. For HTTP or web requests, it should be possible to alter the destination, payload, and other details of the request. In this recording, we're going to be creating the ability to add new providers and edit the LLM provider. The form was still missing. First, we select which Mantine component to use to pick the type of provider to create. And I think it's also good to note in the interaction that the validation is still missing. Let's look at the available selection components that Mantine, the component library that I use, has to select the right component to show when selecting the type of provider to create. For now, I picked the select component to first show to the user to let the user pick the type of provider to create. And more on that later. I changed my mind. Instead of the select component, I want a more rich UI that shows cards in which more details can be explained about the selection and what the provider is able to do. We're going to keep it simple. We just show a form that has the type, and per type we set some default values, and then we just redirect to the form after we create the provider. At that point, we're just editing the provider that we just created. That way, we can reuse the edit code that we had already created. The current types that I have in the project are inferred from Zod validation schemas. In the API, the provided object often does not match the database object, which is the typings that we currently have. There might not be an ID yet, for example, or no tenant or user ID linked to the entity, since that is done automatically in the backend. And those are also, except for the ID, not details that are very interesting in the front end. As a result, I'm going to refactor the Zod schemas and types a bit, so there's a difference between the API and the database. And of course, I try to reuse as much as possible and avoid double definitions of the same type or entity. the next section, I'm going to create the creation form for providers, which should be pretty straightforward. As it turns out, Zod extend is having some unexpected side effects in the inferred script types, resulting in types that are not really usable in practice. I need to find an alternative method, like and see if that works. The AND function on a Zod schema, instead of the Z object itself, seems to be a better fit and results in TypeScript typings that do result in the correct types that I can use directly in code to distinguish the different types of providers, for example. The first form, the basic one, is now done. I can now add the other forms and the OpenAI LLM provider form, which is the last type of provider for which we were not able to edit yet. I'm also adding that the API key that is configured is not returned in any requests, but only updated when it's provided in a form. That way, the information cannot be easily retrieved from the backend. The OpenAI LLM provider form is now completed with a semi-secure API key management. I had to make some changes to the Zod schemas and types, and now I need to fix the migration script because of those changes. I found out that clearing the API key did not work properly yet, so I need to do some analysis on why it is not working. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and see you on the next one. Bye!